The Orchestrotica is, today, it's 2 ensembles, and it will probably be more in the future. We have our 22-piece big band that plays the lost music of Esquivel. And then we have the quintet formation. This group is mostly performing original music that I write specific for this type of instrumentation, which is pretty diverse. We integrate a lot of classical music, both modern, like contemporary chamber music, and older orchestral music. I will write new material on top of someone else's composition, such as Gershwin's piano preludes. We improvise over it and stir the pot, and that's kind of what the quintet does.
Brian, when he's writing the music for Orchestrotica, is really looking for unique sounds. When you see them live, you're not just looking at the instrument, but he orchestrates the music in a way so that you can hear all the individual instruments while in context while everybody's playing. The tanbur has this very pointillistic kind of sound, and the oud is super expressive because it's fretless, so there's lots of things that you can do on the oud that you can't do on a guitar. And then the resonator guitar is maybe more familiar to American audiences, but it's really unique the way he uses it in the music.
It's always a kind of a delicate balance of playing the ink on the page, which is pretty extensive, and also getting away from that. There are plenty of places where it's much more improvised and you have an opportunity to bring your own personal statement or your own language into the compositions to kind of give them some more character and take it to a different place.
That's kind of the roots of the music, looking for this intersection between composed music and improvised music, but using flavors that are not necessarily traditional jazz instrumentation or things that you associate with chamber music, like violins or string quartet. It's using oud and resonator guitar from the southern parts of the United States, or Japanese shakuhachi, or bass flute. So we're looking to bring these together in a new way, sort of like a small version of the Silk Road Ensemble.
Oftentimes I get people coming up to me after the show asking about these instruments. Sometimes they've never seen these instruments before or heard them before, or they know about them, but they haven't seen them in this context before. There was a lady actually at the Bali High that came up to me afterwards and was familiar with the oud, but had never obviously seen it in this context. There's not one main instrument that sort of carries the sound, and so to hear it in this context, I think, was really unique for her. She was very thankful, actually, to hear it in a new context.
I find with our audiences that practically every show that I go to, we have people come up to us that say, I really appreciated hearing about what's behind these songs and why did you integrate this instrument and why is this song called Would You Like Bongos with That Fugue? It's like, what kind of title is that? And they want to know the stories behind that, and I find that they're able to get in a little bit deeper with us, and that's more enjoyable for us because we get a better responsive energy back from the audience. And even though I grew up playing classical music and jazz, I feel like a lot of this music and its traditional delivery in a Western context has this large wall between the audience and the performers. If you can kind of break those walls down, I think you can feed people whatever experience you want. So we try to bring people along. We give them a little bit of backstory about the pieces that we're about to perform, and here's a little nugget to listen for that's kind of fun. There's a little quote from this movie, or the Siamese cat song from Lady and the Tramp is buried inside one of our Gershwin preludes, and it's like, does anyone recognize the thing? Free CD, but we want people to kind of dig in and listen, and if they don't want to, that's fine too. They can just take it on the surface, and we're happy with that. But that's what we find people really connect with. In 2010, I wanted to have a series of records, and so ours is called the Exotica for Modern Living series, and there's a whole mid-century modernism graphic theme that goes with it. We have 3 records today, and we've built up thousands of fans from all over the world, and I'm glad the music is connecting to a lot of different audiences. So we love putting out the recordings and hope to kind of expand the ensemble base and look into doing some collaborations. Orchestrotica, it's in the name, and I think there's a lot of possibility with what that could be in the future.